Hi, so as I was editing yesterday on my book, The Mind of the Architect, I was talking about some things around religious language. Now, what's fascinating is religion creates belonging. When we look at that, that is why a lot of people stay with religion, because there isn't a lot of choices for adults around belonging, unless you're into sports and, going to the bar and drinking. I mean, there really isn't as many belonging. When you're in high school, there were more belonging. When you're in college, there's more belonging. That's why adults sometimes struggle. Now, what's fascinating about belonging is in these religions, they do a lot around mind control or controlling people. Now, we all know that they do that, but they do it in a way that gets you never to question. And if you question, you're going to be in trouble. Even if you stand in their presence with a questioning spirit, they can feel it. So one of the things that they like to say is, this group is bad, but we are good. It's always an us against them mentality, especially in religion. I don't know why they have to do that, but it's us against them. And one of the reasons when they train people, whether they're doing it purposely or not purposely, what they're training people to do is they're training people to continue to be an abuser or a victim. You see, I talk a lot about the rescue, predator, victim triangle. For them to stay in that triangle and to keep you in that triangle with those horrible pointy edges that poke at you, there has to be some sort of thing that keeps you there. And those are the things that keep you there, because it's always talking about how Jesus is going to rescue you. Jesus is going to rescue you. You're going to be rescued. You're going to be rescued. So that curates for you to be the best victim of everything. See how this triangle's working now, huh? So one of the things they love to say, a lot of them love to say, not all of them, the LGBTQ plus community is ruining us. In fact, I saw a video last night of a family who thought Russia was going to be so much better for them and they weren't going to deal with woke people. And they got manipulated and conned when they went to Russia, that the dad, who was 46, wasn't going to have to go to the front lines of the military. And he does not speak Russian. And they flew out there, they moved out there, and now he's on the front lines. And he's probably going to get unalived and leave a widow with a bunch of children, and they're stuck in Russia without knowing the language. But this is what a lot of times religion does. It says this group is bad. Now I want you to think about this. And we've known this for years that they do this. How many times have you seen an LGBTQ plus group picket a church? Picket a school? How many times have you seen that? How many times have they gone out to a church that has teaching that they are in sin? Go and picket that church. We don't see that. They leave you alone. But how many times have you gone to a pride event and seen picketers at a pride event? When we think about these things, they are always saying that LGBTQ plus people have an agenda and they're trying to conform. But in reality, who has the agenda and who is the one that's trying to get them to conform? You see, these are the narratives that people start. And when they start these narratives, it's usually the person who started the narrative that's actually doing what the narrative says. And they're saying the other party's doing the narrative. Let me repeat that. LGBTQ plus have a agenda of trying to change people to be gay. But the real people who have the agenda, who started that, are trying to conform everyone to be Christians. They have the agenda. The ones who started that rumor. Do you get what I'm saying? It's to shift blame. It's to shift what people are really doing. And that shifting is because what they're doing is they're doing predator type behavior so they can be the victim and show that someone else is being the predator. This triangle is a nasty effort. It just is. So I wanted to talk about more of that within the church and how that, when we break it down, I mean, I'm already telling you things you already know, but I'm really breaking it down as to why these things continue. As to why. Because being a victim is so addictive. It is an addictive behavior. Think about it. You get attention in that. Being a predator is addictive behavior because then you can go be a victim of it. And you can also rescue people too. So you look like the good guy. Or you look like, oh, poor so-and-so, they've been really hurt, when they've actually created a system of being the predator. In reality, it's really sick. But we've all done it to some degree in our society because this is what society is built on. So it's something really that's needing to heal from. And how do we maneuver and do more healthy behaviors? So that's what I really wanted to focus on today and talk about. And I hope that this was helpful. And if this kind of stuff is helpful, please let me know. You know, I know I talk about these kinds of things a lot, but I really want people to have skills and be healthy, because the more healthy we are, the happier we are. So on that note, I'll see you next time. Bye for now.